So let's welcome Mr. Satish P. Sawant, Head Inspection and Surveyor at Institute of Welding and Testing Technology. Mr. Satish P. Sawant is a welding engineer and mechanical engineer. He has an experience of more than 33 years in teaching various subjects of mechanical engineering related to weld engineering. Mr. Satish has worked for Advani-Oerlikon Ltd for 5 years and L&T Limited for 16 years, and now with the Institute of Welding and Testing Technology since 2008. He has conducted a number of training programs in India and abroad. Mr. Satish will present a talk on training and skill development trends in construction. So let's welcome Mr. Satish Sawant.
To discuss about the requirement for the training and certification business, as well as to find out the need for the training. When we are talking about the requirement for the welders and welding inspectors in India is huge, and the project which upcoming, the development which is taking place, which can help us to go with the advanced technology, as well as the skill and knowledgeable manpower will be required for the upcoming to build Indian infrastructure. So I would like to share my presentation. I'm a ASNT level 3 AWS CWI, and I'm a student from CSUB, an international welding technologist, as well as painting and coating inspector. I'm having around 34 years of experience in this field. Now, what is identified, the requirement, always we are talking about to training the welders, but now only checking the skill is not enough as on today's requirement. Today's requirement, we need to create a smart welder. When I'm talking about the smart welders, like everyone is using a smartphone today, so similar to that, the welder should be also smart enough. As Mr. Nimesh has explained about the technology, like going for the better technology, we need a better people to understand and perform those jobs. Now, not more on the only skill, the knowledge of the subject is also equally important. As we are moving towards automation and special purpose machineries, we need to update the knowledge and skill of the welders. So today we are doing almost every year for last 2 years, we are training more than 1,000 welders, but still we're able to identify that we're not getting good enough required welder. Now, when we talk about the requirement of welders and the smart welders, no, there is a gap. There may be people learn welding, they are from helpers to welders. No, like in the industries, if you take an example of drivers, most of the cleaners become a driver. Similar to that, in most of the industries, the helpers become a welder. Now, those helpers will have a limited knowledge and skill. Whatever they learn from the others welders, and they try to do the similar kind of mistakes again and again. So there is a big challenge of availability of welders and the smart welders. So we need to design a special program with the latest technology. Today, if we'll visit to automotive industries, in automotive industries, they are using a mag welding process, and in that 70% welding has been done by the robotics. Now, when we talk about the robotics, there is no special qualification and training and certification is available in India. So as Institute of Welding and Testing Technology has decided, we'll work towards more on the creating smart welders who can work on automation, who can work on a robotics, who can work on SPMs and understand the noble metals which is coming up. In olden days, no welders will be only working with the carbon steel with the manual metal arc welding in ITS and the whatever the institutions are available. And now the processes which has been used in industries is totally different. Now in automotive industries, there is a 5 to 7% increase in laser welding. So there is a laser welding, laser hybrids welding is coming up. Now, who and how it will get performed with the latest technology is a big challenge. So we'll design few programs starting with the engineers. If the engineers knows about it, then only it will get implemented. That is the idea. It should be top driven, not the bottom driven. So with that, we've started specific programs for the engineers. Basically, now new standards are upcoming. If we look at to the industries, we're talking about EN certification. Now looking at the potential in the railway business, now they need EN 15085 certification. When we talk about EN 15085 certification, we need our engineers should be also certified as per the international standard. And for that, there is a EN ISO 14731 is an international standard to qualify the welding engineers and welding supervisors. So we came out the program first time in India, that is a welding coordinator training and certification program. This particular program, who can coordinate with all the department, like the welding engineers, they need to coordinate, not only knowing about the welding technology, the coordination skill is required. Tomorrow, if I want to buy the machine, I should be updated with the latest technology and I should be able to talk to the machine manufacturers or machine suppliers. What is my exact requirement? When I'm talking to the welding filler wire or welding electrode companies, so I should be confident and I should know what I'm asking for. Similar to that, the welding coordinator need to speak with design department, production department, quality department. So the coordination is another gap has been identified. When I learn about the technology, we are having a welding supervisor and then they are converted to welding inspectors. So we're having a welding inspector training program also. But inspection is not only enough. So now it has been upgraded to the welding inspectors to welding coordinator job. But the frontline people who works on the workshop level, they supervise the welding. So for that, we're having a welding inspector training and certification program. Now, like what I will do after my graduation. So there is a post-graduation in fabrication technology is an upcoming requirement has been identified. Every engineer, after the graduation, they want to do the specialization. And most of the engineers, they will go for marketing, finance, and other institutions. But the core strength of engineering, which is a fabrication. So we came out with the innovative ideas to give a post-graduation program in the fabrication technology. Now we're having a programs, 1 year program, which can even you can do it online program, that is a post-graduation program in fabrication technology. Then the second line of training which has been identified the need is a NDT. Without NDT, we can't do the appropriate inspection of welded joint. NDT stands for non-destructive testing. There is a 6 basic methods are there. One is a visual inspection, which is a prime. If you look at to any standard, ASME, API, or international standard like ISO 3834, EN 15085, EN 1090, all these standards, the primary requirement, all inspection should be done 100% by visual inspection. Most of the time, in our engineering, when we go for the training, generally when any auditor comes and then he says, training is required for your people. Then they nominate the guys for the training. Actually, all fabrication system, the basic fundamentals. First, we should train our people on technology, on job before starting the job. If we do those things, then our work will become easier. Otherwise, what will happen? We'll be keep on making mistakes on the job. Now, there was some example has been given by Nimeshji about the technology. Now, if the duplex stainless steel comes, how to weld them? What is the importance of the purging? He has nicely presented in his videos also, where the purging has been given and the importance of purging has been explained. Now, understanding what is my exact cost and the productivity and quality requirement, unless and until people have been trained properly to understand the technology, is very, very important. And without entity, we cannot have a reliability of the product. Like when I go to the doctor, doctor should say, yes, you are fit to work. No, generally any engineer join, anyone joins to the organization, the fitness certificate is required. Similarly, when we're working in an industry, whatever the fabrication or the manufacturing product has been done, how we can talk about the reliability of the product. So the reliability of the product has been given by NDT. And then we need to train our people. For that, there is a different programs are available. One is as per the international standard ASNT, SNT, TC1, level 1, level 2 programs we are conducting for VT, UT, RT, MT, PT. These are the methods, basic methods, which has been used in industries for the inspection. So our people need to be trained and certified. Without license, driving is a crime. Similarly, in industry, the people should be trained properly and then they should be certified as per the required code, standards, and specification. These are very, very important. Then there is the upcoming, as I mentioned to about the smart welders is required their training and certification. Now, previously the welder has been certified, he is certified forever. Now, when we talk about ISO standards, there we talk about 606-1 for steel, 9606-2 for aluminum. So all these standards, they are having a certification for maximum for 3 years has been given. And every 6 months, we need to update his knowledge and skill, and that monitoring should be done by international welding technologist or international welding engineer. So why? Because always if you don't monitor, like when we're driving, why the police guy is standing on the signal? They issue the license to us. RTO issue the license to us. But then these guys are standing and again saying that we're following the rules and regulations which is required for the driving. Similarly, the monitoring of the welders is also very, very important to get a quality and consistency of the product. And as I mentioned, we need to create a smart welder who's been knowledgeable with the skill. If knowledge is available, then he can use the right kind of consumable, right kind of procedure. Implementation of WPS PQR will become easy. For achieving quality and consistency of the product, we need to follow the WPS and PQR. Most of the welder, even they don't know what is the WPS and PQR. Now, what as an institution we have done, we started preparing the WPS PQR in a vernacular language. We started making WPS in Hindi. We started making WPS in Gujarati. We started preparing WPS in Marathi. So common welder will able to read it and able to implement it. That is required. When we copy, otherwise those all WPS PQR is lying in the cupboard. When audit will be there, people will showing the documents. This is not a document. It is for the implementation. So we need to create skill along with the knowledgeable welder to avoid the accidents. Otherwise, the small mistake when we're welding on a critical applications, If they use wrong consumables, then like there is a severe problem in the quality of the and the life of the product. So we need to train and they have to understand the importance of the heat input into the welding. If heat input increases, there is a metallurgical changes which will take place and that will deteriorate the life of the product. So training the manpower, training the welders is also equally important. Now, when we are going to the industry, we are understood there is a huge requirement for the brazing application because brazing is another diffusion technique which is also applicable for automotive industries, refrigeration industries. There is so many applications for the brazing. Now, this brazing qualification, brazing certification is also required. So, as an institution, we started working a huge potential and the requirement to support to the industries. We are doing a lot of training program. And all the training program which has been conducted for the welders, brazers, painters, all this is in a vernacular language. So it become easy to understand and easy to get implemented. So there is so many languages, but then this is a job for all our engineers to convert into the vernacular language and give the input to the welders, let them understand the subject and importance of the subject and get implemented. Then second important thing which we need to understand, our organization also need to be certified. We're talking only about the training our person is not enough. We need to, our organization should be also certified. If company need to be certified and the implementation, man, material, method, everything need to be up to date to give a good product to the industry, good fabrication quality to the industries. The basic standard for the welding is ISO 3834. In that, there is a part -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. For quality level, the ISO 3834-2 certification, like for the QMS, we are talking about ISO 9001, which talk about the quality management systems. Now, welding is called as a special process. To get a quality and consistency of the product, no, your organization should be also get qualified to meet the requirement. How we are buying the raw material, how we are doing the storage of the material. That is also equally important. Understanding the drawing, meeting the acceptance level of the job is also equally important. Now, if we want to achieve quality of Germany, cost of China, and if you want to make in India, it is necessary to implementation of the standard only can help us. So my thought process says it is not only the man, it's a machine, method, and the organization need to be certified. Now, if you look at the government focus on more on the railway business, for railway business, we need international standard like EN 15085. Again, there is a part of EN 15085-1, -2, -3, -4, like that. There is a. When we talk about the quality requirement, EN 15085-2 certification is recommended for the quality for the manufacturers. Now, if anyone want to focus as per the government focus to work on the everywhere smart cities are there and everywhere the metros will be coming. Now we're talking about the bullet train. We're talking about high-speed train. Now all those, if we want to make in India, we need to get up to date as per the international standard to avoid severe accidents in future. So keeping quality in the mind, we need to plan for EN 15085-2 kind of certification for the railway business. They talk about what is the quality acceptance levels required, what kind of manpower is required, what is the acceptance level is required, which has been given in ISO 517. In that they are categorized B, C, D like that. So we need to perform the job and application as per this, and our all this system, not only the man, material, method, everything like this company certification is also equally important. Now looking at the requirement of the European market, there is a huge requirement is upcoming. Like we need in Europe lot of transformers. Okay, so that is a huge requirement is coming from the Europe. So for that, if I want to export it to the European market, we need EN 1090 certification. If any fabricated, there is a saying, scholars earn dollars. So now if you want to earn more dollars or more foreign currencies from the Europe, then we need to go for 1090 kind of certification, which can help. When we're talking about U-stamp certification, this is as per ASME. U-stamp certification requirement is also increasing from the European market as well as from the Middle East. India will have a huge scope for the U-stamp requirement. Then there is the API has been used for the cross-country pipeline. Then there is the AWS standards is also getting implemented. CQI 15 is for the automotive. Now you may have heard about Tata has put a plant abroad also. Now, why? Because there is a business potential for the Tata, Mahindra, and all Indian manufacturers is also expanding their business, and they are putting a plant all over the world. Now, when we go to the globalization, our companies need to be, and our supplier need to be, also qualify and meet the requirement of the global. So for that, there is a CQI 15. Automotive certification is also available. Now, when we are talking about the company certification, man, machines, methods, and the organization certification shall be done, and that is a mandatory requirement. Now, when we are doing this particular activity, we are identified there is a requirement and handholding is required. Previously, the organizations has been only doing a TPI, third-party inspection. I will come and I will inspect the job. That is not the today's India's requirement. People need a solution. Okay, if I will come and if I will say this is wrong, it's not enough for the Indian industries now. The way we are growing, we need a support from the industry. So Institute of Welding and Testing Technology has started not only the inspection, along with that the solution provider. Will do the inspection, but after inspection, what is wrong and how to do the corrective action on this, and how we can go for the preventive action on it is very, very important. So we started helping to the industry for the process validation. How we can achieve the quality and consistency of the product. Doing one time is easy, but when it goes for the mass production, it is necessary to maintain the quality and consistency of the product. So for that solution is process validation, which is very, very important. As I mentioned, now there is a huge requirement convert these welders into welding operators also. So there is operator training and certification is another division which is required to be taken care. Now we'll go one step ahead with this. We're talking about there is a noble metals need to be welded. So there is some government scheme also available. If there is some new product development, someone will have new ideas, we're helping them to get registered under Make in India government scheme. So there is any new product, new ideas related to the welding, where under the government of India, we can support them to get it registered and get a benefit of new product development. So new product, even welding electrode or the welding machine certification. As on today, there is a welding electrode and welding machine certification. No, like when we go to the buy some product from the market, you will see there is a 2-star, 3-star, and 4-star air conditions are available. So there is a norms has been given. So recently we are registered under the international ISO standard to certify the welding electrodes and welding machine certification also, where we can go as per the norms and certify the welding machines. As we are trying to help to the industries to weld some noble metals like titanium, nickel, moly, vanadium, super duplex, stainless steel, and then there is a huge requirement of aluminum. Recently, we have done one job for the Turkey where there is a battery boxes made out of aluminum. So for that, battery boxes in aluminum, were given a consultancy and were done all the process audit, and we help them with the advanced technology, which we call it as a laser hybrid welding. So there is a requirements is coming. We are trying to help to the industries to get this knowledge, whatever is available with our faculties and the experts to support to the industries. So B2B has given this platform to us to connect with you all. So most of the time, what is the problem with the people is not aware where to go, where I will get a solution. So B2B is doing a wonderful job connecting people. That is more important. The media and whatever we get it on WhatsApp and LinkedIn is good. But again, this live meeting has been arranged and helping to the industries by giving this kind of solution. I really appreciate to B2B solution provider and arranging this kind of seminars and connecting people on this. This is a training calendar available with us, which I will give it to Sachi so she can circulate to the connecting to you. So we're there to help you, not as a only training institute, but we're trying to help on different way. You can get registered under the Make in India and Skill India, and we all will do the welding for nation building. You may be heard about the requirement for the welding in industries. Now, always you can Google it and find out the per capita consumption of steel. There may be so many speakers must be spoken about it, but I would like to repeat again. There is if you go to the developed countries, the per capita consumption of steel is 300 kg. And if you go to the China, which is equally populated like us, their consumption is 220 kgs per capita consumption. India's per capita consumption between 74 to 75 kg. Now you can look at what is the potential in India available for the fabrication. If you don't do it, no one will stop the progress. We'll be getting component from the abroad because we need to produce in India to help Indian economy. So we need to work together. Even B2B, all should work together to see that nation needs us now. And बोलते इसको अमृत काल आ गया है. अब ये अमृत काल में अगर हम लोग काम नहीं कर पाए तो इतना अच्छा मौका हमें कभी मिलने वाला नहीं है. So we should all take the advantage to helping the nation. This is the time has come where we can give it back to the society and we can work together, and Institute of Welding and Testing Technology will also support for that.
Thank you, Mr. Satish, for your insights on training and skill development trends in construction.